Let's now go into the first part of today's lesson, which is the figurative language for speaking. And what is figurative language? Well, I know that all of you always heard lots about idioms. Should we use idioms in IELTS? And people trying to basically remember as many idioms as they can. So I'm getting this out of the way in lesson 2. Now, I'm not going to tell you idioms are not important. However, most idioms don't really have a place in writing 2. Okay. That said, they can be important for your speaking. So for writing 2, you wouldn't be using them so much in writing 1 either, but of course, writing 2, formal writing, you don't want to be using idioms unless they really are more of an academic nature. And there's very few that really are. But for speaking, idioms can be helpful. And I'm going to use a wider term. I'm not going to just say idioms. I'm going to say figurative language, which includes metaphors. Okay, now idioms and metaphors, a very tight relationship, and there's actually an overlap between idioms and metaphors. It's not really important that you completely understand that. As much as you need to understand, you don't want to be overusing these types of phrases or words in your speaking. Now, can they help you in part 3? Certainly they can. Yeah, and I would also say in part 1 and 2, yeah, there's a place for them too. But you don't get exactly a higher band score every time you use one. And the danger of figurative language is that if you use it incorrectly, of course, it can be a mark against your band score. But let's see exactly what do examiners think, or what are examiners trained for regarding idioms and figurative language. So when you look at this chart here in front of me, this is from Cambridge, and this is exactly what examiners are looking at, right? So when they're giving you a band score, this top box is band score 7. Okay, those are the parameters for what they're looking for. All right, for band score 7. Now, the descriptors for band score 8 are just below that. And finally, the descriptors for band score 9. Okay, so this goes from 7 to 9. Now, let's see where do idioms fit in? First of all, this is your lexical resource, your LR score. This is 25% of your overall band score, right? Now, what they're looking for your lexical resource for a band score 7 would be vocabulary with full flexibility and precision in all topics. That means that you can use vocabulary not only just for some specified ideas that you remembered or topics that you've remembered, but you have a range of vocabulary that you can apply to different topics during the same test over the 3 parts. Okay. And then you see up on part 7 again here, uses idiomatic language naturally and accurately. Okay. So what you're saying here is that you're using this very much like a native speaker might use it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next is go and look into some of the other idioms and phrases that you might be able to use as we go into the rest of the lesson today. What I would like to do is to do what I call a vocabulary boost with you, which is figurative language. And I want to today have you practice this. But I don't only want you to give me an answer. When I call on you today, I want you to also read the question for me. And in reading the question, I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your pronunciation. After you read the question, I will then give you 2 possible answers. Now, these questions might just be sentences. Most of them are not actual questions, but they're sentences with figurative language inside. And they've been put into bold with an underline under them. Okay. So when I say your name, I want you to read the sentence for me so I can hear you read it. And then after you read it, you'll have 2 answer choices, and then you'll give it your best guess. Other students, please pay attention, because you not only get to know the meaning of most of these idioms, and some of them you might know already, some might be new to you, But you'll also have a chance to hear how they should be pronounced. So please do listen to your friends. Okay, let's go with the first one here. This one is going to be for Huang Ang. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, Huang Ang. Could you read this for me? Sentence 1 that you see on the screen right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to fully digest all the information.
Very good. Good. And the word there is to digest. Digest.
Yes.
Okay. Right. And in this case, this is being used more metaphorically than it is as an idiom. Again, there's such a similarity between these two. But the idea of digesting information, Huang Ang, and you had good pronunciation there. Do you think that means to explain, A, or do you think, Huang Ang, that means to understand? What do you think?
I think that means understand.
Yeah, it does mean to understand. Now, that is the book answer. So you are correct there. Okay. To understand, and the idea of digest is to process the idea in your mind. So now metaphors are using language. Usually we digest food through our system. In this case, you're digesting an idea through your mind. So when an examiner asks you on part 3, the question, if it's a long question and you say, whoa, that was a lot, you can ask them, may you please repeat that again? It's taking me a while to digest all of that, right? Or that's not an easy question to digest, right? We're going to talk later about tactics in this class that you can use to postpone or give yourself time to think before you answer in part 3. Okay. Huang Ang, can you read one more time that sentence for me? And I'm going to go to the next one.
Okay. It took me a while to fully digest all the information.
Very good. And one thing I'm going to have you try for me is the word while. I want you to make it almost sound like 2 syllables and then up and down. So while. Try that again. While. Mm-hmm. While. Yes. These are words that are 1 syllable, but the way that we pronounce, the way natural speakers pronounce them sound like 2. So again, last time, while.
While.
Well, that was your best one. That last one was definitely the clearest. Yes. So do think of it as a I-O, while. Thank you, Huang Ang. Very good. I'm going to go to question number 2. Thank you. Okay. Question number 2 is for Phương Anh. Phương Anh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. And this is the sentence for you. Can you read that one for me, please?
Yes. Janet says she's going to quit her job, but I find that very hard to swallow. She said it so many times before.
Very good. And what I do want to say is that Phương, you did a really good job with your final S's. You had a few. You had she's in there and you had times. And I heard that tag S both times. So very good. Now, what you have here, this is an idiom, hard to swallow. Does that mean to believe something or does that mean to support something? What do you think?
To believe, I think.
Yeah, when something is hard to swallow, it means that you don't quite think it's completely true, right? So she says that she's going to quit her job, but she says this all the time, Janet, right? So I find it hard to believe she's actually speaking the truth, right? Hard to swallow. Okay. A lot of people say they don't care about sports or they don't care about politics. I find that hard to swallow. I think they do care. Okay, so saying that you don't completely believe something that you've heard. Okay, one more time for me, Phương Anh. Can you read that sentence, please?
Janet says she's going to quit her job, but I find that very hard to swallow. She said it so many times before. Okay,
good. Your pronunciation is very good. What we're going to work on with you going forward a little bit is intonation, especially as you're going through and coming towards. You did pause during the comma, but just a natural, more ebb and flow is something we can work on. But very nice pronunciation. Thank you, Phương Anh. And we're going to go on to question number 3. Question number 3 is for Viet Ang. Viet Ang, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Viet Ang, this is the sentence for you that I'd like you to read.
Okay. Holy crap.
You want me to help you with
Yes.
that third word?
No.
You got it?
Let me try.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Go for it.
The word anesthesiologist. The word anesthesiologist is a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Wow. Wow. See, I knew this one would be good for you because you sound like
It's
a native
just
speaker.
I just butcher it. Just what?
No, you didn't butcher it, actually. You did a good job. Anesthesiologist. First of all, can you explain to everybody what's an anesthesiologist?
I don't even know what anesthesia. I don't even know how to pronounce it, let alone the meaning.
Okay, anesthesia is if you were going to have like,
Anesthesia, isn't it? Like, is it though?
well, yeah, and it is. It's anesthesiologist or anesthesia is what you will have when you are going to have surgery. They give you a shot. The best example is like a dentist office. When they're going to put a drill in your tooth, they give you a shot first. That's called anesthesia, to take the pain away, to make it numb. And then they do the drilling or the dental work. An anesthesiologist is someone who probably is going to be at more of like a major surgery, or maybe when a lady's having a baby, sometimes they use anesthesia to take pain away. So anesthesiologist, you didn't butcher it. A bit of a mouthful. Do you think that means difficult to understand or difficult to say? A bit of a mouthful.
Is difficult to say.
Yes, you are correct. Yeah. Hey, you didn't butcher it though. Anesthesiologist. Do you want to try that sentence for me one more time?
The word anesthesiologist is a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. And good intonation. No problems. Thank you very much, Viet Ang. I'm going to go on to number 4. Thank you. Okay, for number 4, I have Zuong. Are you there?
Yes.
All right, Zuong, here is your sentence. And go ahead and read that for me.
Dave said he's going to beat me in the match tomorrow, but I'll make him eat his words.
Okay, good. And make him eat his words. Do you think that means that make him admit he was wrong or make him regret that he was rude?
Oh, I think it admit he was wrong.
Yes, to make someone eat their words, to take back what they said and admit that they were wrong about something. Can you read that sentence for me one more time?
Dave said he's going to beat me in the match tomorrow, but I'll make him eat his words.
Okay, good. And just with the going to beat me, listen to me read this one time and then try to follow my intonation on that. Dave said he's going to beat me. Try that.
Dave said he's going to beat me.
Okay. Now I'm going to read it all the way through this time. Dave said he's going to beat me in the match tomorrow, but I'll make him eat his words. Try again.
Dave said he's going to beat me in the match tomorrow, but I'll make him eat his words. Okay,
very good. Not bad. Thank you very much, Zung. I'm going on to question 5 now. Okay, question 5. Jiang, are you there?
Do you call Zhang? Right?
Zhang, yes, my pronunciation is terrible. Zhang.
I'm here.
Okay, your sentence. Can you please read this sentence for me?
That joke Nancy told at dinner last night was in very bad taste.
Good. And what I liked there is on the end of taste, you had that final t sound. The joke was in very bad taste. Do you think that means not funny or that it was offensive in some way?
I think that is not funny.
Actually, a lot of jokes in bad taste people find to be not funny, but it literally means it's offensive to somebody.
Oh, okay.
Some comedians, they make their living by having bad taste, but people laugh at their jokes, but their jokes could be racist or against certain types of people. So in very bad taste means to be offensive. Could you read that sentence for me one more time?
That joke Nancy told at dinner last night was in very bad taste.
Good. You sound pretty good all the way through. Can you say told for me one more time and get the d on told?
Told.
Told. Okay, very good. All right, thank you. Let's move on to Ling. Tui Ling, are you there? Number 6. Tui
Yes,
Ling?
I'm here.
Tui Ling, okay, here comes your sentence. Please read this for me. And go ahead.
Okay. The boss noticed Mandy was late this morning, but I'm sure it's Mandy to cook up a good excuse. She always does.
Okay, let's go through the answers first, and then we'll go back to the pronunciation. She thinks she'll manage to cook up a good excuse. Do you think that means to invent a good excuse or to write down on a list a good excuse?
I think it's a invent.
Very good. To invent or to make up an excuse, something that's probably not true. Now, when you read through that first sentence, it was pretty good, but the one word I want to go back to is she'll. She'll. Just like while that we heard before, you want to go 2 syllables here. So she'll. One more time. Go ahead.
She'll.
That's much
She'll.
better. She'll. She'll. It was kind of lost the first time you went through. And the other one, I'm over here, which is I'm sure. I'm.
Yes,
Hear you say. I'm. Very good. This often comes out in Asia. We hear it as but it's actually I'm. Just like the word lime, Lime, lime. And this is I'm. One more time all the way through for me, if you could, Tui Ling. Starting with the boss.
So the boss noticed Mandy was late this morning, but I'm sure she'll manage to cook up a good excuse. She always does.
Sounded much better the second time through. Thank you very much, Tui Ling. Let's go on to the next student. Nicely done. This is going to be Phương Ling. Phương Ling, please, are you there? Pham Khang. Oh, Pham Ling, I'm sorry. Pham Ling, are you there? Pham Ling, let me find you.
Okay, I'm here.
You're here. Okay, I was going to hunt you down. I'm working on one screen today, so okay. Please read that sentence for me.
Okay, we spent the whole evening chewing the fat about the old days at university.
Okay, very good. And before we go back again to the pronunciation, do you think that chewing the fat means having a serious argument or having a friendly conversation?
I think it's B.
Great. Yes, it does mean having a friendly conversation. Again, when you're getting these definitions or guessing them, it's very similar to the writing or reading for IELTS as well. Use the context of the sentence itself. So yeah, we spent the whole day talking about the old days. It's probably having a friendly conversation, right? Okay, could you for me, please read again from the beginning we spent all the way through one more time.
Okay, we spent the whole evening chewing the fat about the old days at university.
Wow, very good. Can you get the third syllable on university for me? That's where the stress is. So it's university. Try that one more time.
University.
Okay, university.
University.
That's it. That's how you want it to sound. And the other word, old. Let me hear the d at the end. Old.
Old.
That's it. There you go. Much clearer. Thank you. Very good. Let's move on here. We have a few more to do. Thank you. Chan Ling, are you there? Chan Ling.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, here's your sentence.
I've got an idea for a website I would like to you to chew over. I would really value your opinion.
Okay, very good. Let's first go to this idea of what does that mean, a website I'd like you to chew over. It's an idea that they want them to chew over about a website. Do you think that means to think about or to invest in, like invest money in? What do you think that means?
I think it's I think about.
Exactly right. Very good. Can you read for me one time through again, one more time from I've got? I want to hear you one more time.
I've got an idea for a website I like you to chew over. I really value your opinion.
You're pretty clear all the way through. Just one part I'd like you to say, and it's that contraction together with like, just those 2 words only. I'd like. Try that again.
I like.
Yeah, try to get that duh. And this is the tongue on the top of your mouth after the I. I'd like. Try it one more time.
I'd like.
And the K back of the throat at the end. So it's the tongue at the top, d, and then the K at the back. I'd like. One more time.
I'd like.
Much better, much clearer. Thank you. Let's move forward. Okay, so that was Chan Ling. We're going on to T. Tweeling. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. This is your sentence. Please have a look at it and give me a read.
We are going to eat them alive in the debate tomorrow night.
Okay, we'll come back to your pronunciation in a second. The idea of we're going to eat them alive in the debate. Now, the debate tells you there's some kind of competition here. Do you think eat them alive? So argue strongly with them or easily beat them? What does that mean, eat them alive?
I think B, easily beat them.
This was a hard one because it is a debate, which entails arguing. But the idea of eat them alive means to easily win or easily beat them. Okay. The interesting thing when you read through that is one of your THs was more clear than your T was in another place. Can you read for me one more time? We are going to eat the whole sentence.
We are going to eat them alive in the debate tomorrow night.
Okay, much better that time. The first time through, your second one, the was clear. The them had a zzz kind of sound, which is very common. So it sounded more like we're going to eat them, especially we have the T to them. But the second time you just said it, you said eat them. So much clearer the second time through. Okay, very good. And we're going to move forward now to the next question. Yeah, students, the z, especially for the article the, is one very, very common, especially in Vietnam and different parts of Asia, to not have the and the tongue out. And it's just not normal feeling for a lot of people to put the tongue between the teeth. But to really say words like them and the, you've got to get that tongue out there a bit. Otherwise, you get the z. And this is how Z French people speak, with the z and the z. Okay. Let Tang, Lo, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. This is your sentence. Can you please read it for me?
Yeah. Let me sleep on it before making a decision.
Okay, quite good. And let me sleep on it. Do you think that means consider it carefully or forget about it for a while?
I think we say consider it carefully.
Yeah. So let me sleep on it usually means, it's almost a literal thing. Let me get back to you tomorrow is what it really means. Let me have a night's sleep, think about it first, and then I'll come back to you with a decision. Okay. Can you read that for me one more time, please, Lo?
Yeah. Let me sleep on it before making a decision.
Okay. Very good. Nothing really wrong with your pronunciation there. Again, I think for you, it's going to be intonation as we move forward. I'm going to say it one more time and try to copy me when you hear me read the sentence. Let me sleep on it before making a decision. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me sleep on it before making a decision.
Good. And now I can hear you ranging a little bit more. Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's move forward here, guys. Oh, yeah. And again, of course, consider it carefully was the answer. Thank you, Lo. Well, Anh Minh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Are you ready to go? Here's your sentence.
Yes.
Go ahead and read that when you're ready.
The new goalkeeper for Chelsea is in over his head. He's had 3 terrible games in a row.
Okay. And do you think in over his head means that he's too short or that he is inexperienced?
Inexperienced.
Yeah. In this case, inexperienced is the better of the two choices, of course. In over someone's head is not literal. It's figurative. It means that you've taken on a job or you've, like in this case, he's joined the football team. He's not ready for what he's trying to do, so he's inexperienced. Can you read that all the way for me again from the beginning? Thank you.
The new goalkeeper for Chelsea is in over his head. He's had 3 terrible games in a row.
Okay, good. You know, you have a bit of an English accent there. And the first time you went through and said head, it sounded like this. It sounded to me in over his head. The second time you hit that the H a little bit harder, in over his head. Yeah. And with he's and had, you sounded fine. Can you try one more time now? And I want you to concentrate on the H's. Don't overdo it, but just make sure you pronounce them. Try the whole sentence again and hit those H's.
The new goalkeeper for Chelsea is in over his head. He's had 3 terrible games in a row.
Okay, very good. Yeah, and you hit head much stronger that time. All right, thank you very much. Let's move on to 12, guys. Let's get through these so we're ready for our break and on to the next spot. So Ming, very good. Phương Mi, are you there? Phương Mi.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead and read the sentence I have up there for you.
The mayor should put his money where his mouth is and get the roads fixed.
Okay, we'll talk about pronunciation in just a second. Put his money where his mouth is. This is the mayor. Does that mean he should take action or he should make a speech? Put his money where his mouth is.
I think he should take action.
Very good. Very good. You know, this is actually a phrase that, I mean, all of these phrases can be useful in certain parts of the IELTS exam. They're all from the Cambridge book, but this one in particular, when they're asking you about politics in general or government, especially when it comes to infrastructure or homelessness, things like this, to say he should put his money where his mouth is. And you can even say government should put its money where its mouth is fine, is that they should take action. They shouldn't just talk, but not do anything. They should actually act on what they say they're going to do. Okay. There was 2 parts here that I wanted to work on you with. The TH on the end of mouth, and it's kind of an outh. So try mouth one more time for me. Mouth. Get your tongue under your front top teeth, and so you don't have that S sound. One more time. Mouth. Okay, good. You're getting there. You're getting closer. Yeah. And the other one was roads. Get that more than the la. There should be no tongue involved. Just roads. Roads. Yeah. That's much clearer the first time. You kind of had a little bit of an L there. Read the whole sentence for me one more time, if you don't mind.
The mayor should put his money where his mouth is and get the roads fixed.
Good. Very good. And of course, when we have that D after the X, the ED, it's a T, and you hit that right. Fixed. Fixed. Good job. Okay, Phương Mi, you're done. Thank you very much. And let's go on to Ngop. Ngop, are you here? Van Thi Ngop.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, here's your sentence. Go ahead and read it when you're ready.
Recycling aluminum cans is merely a drop in the ocean when it comes to saving the environment.
Okay, and I want you to tell me, what does that mean? It's a drop in the ocean. Does it mean it's the most necessary step?
A small contribution.
It's a small contribution. Yeah, when something is merely a drop in the ocean, it means, okay, somebody's making an effort to do something, but it's going to have a very small effect for what needs to be done overall, right? You were interesting on your S's, because on comes, when it comes, I heard the S. Your is, which is a z, is on after cans, I didn't hear it. So cans is, they're both a z sound. Sure, go from the beginning of the sentence to the end again, and I want you to concentrate on those S's. Try it one more time.
Recycling aluminum cans is merely a drop in the ocean when it comes to saving the environment.
Much better. Good job. Thank you very much. Let's continue on. Thank you. Number 14, Ha. Is Ha not here today? I don't think Ha. Ha, do you show up yet? I don't think so. No problem. This one then. How about Tang Tao? Tao, are you here? Let me look on the participants list. I don't think so. Tang Tao's not here either. Okay. Kian, are you here?
Yes, I am.
All right. This one's for you then. Here it comes. One moment, please. Go ahead and give that a read for me.
Smart TVs are very run-of-the-mill these days.
Okay. And they are very run-of-the-mill these days. Run-of-the-mill. Do you think that means they're very common, or they're only for elite, like rich people? What do you think that means?
I think it's a common.
Yes, correct. It is a common. And again, to say something is run-of-the-mill, you know, they used to be, let's say like 3 or 4 years ago, more for the elite, but now they've become very run-of-the-mill. So this term run-of-the-mill is often used for something that used to be more elite, like even iPhones. But now even iPhones, we can say, are run-of-the-mill. You see them all over the place, right? Can you read through that one more time for me?
Okay. Smart TVs are very run-of-the-mill these days.
Good. You kind of slurred together run-of-the-mill the first time. Last time through, very clear. Thank you. And these days, good job on the S's. Okay, so no problem, Kian. Thank you. Thank you. And going on to my Phương. Phương, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, this one's for you. Go ahead. Number 15.
Wait for me a minute. Going to university was intimidating at first, but I think I've finally found my fit.
Okay, good. And just off the bat, give that feet more of an E to it. One more time, feet.
Fit.
Okay, good, good. And do you think that means when you find your feet to be more confident and comfortable at something, or you become ready to quit something?
I think it is become confident and comfortable.
Yes. And this is another term. Again, all of these are appropriate for speaking, but find my feet is, you know, you get so many questions about your experience in IELTS speaking questions. So you can always say, well, I'm not sure what I want to do in the future. I wasn't too good at first at, let's say, mechanical engineering, but I think I'm starting to find my feet. I think I'm starting to feel more confident in going in the right direction. So again, to find your feet or found my feet, past tense, this is a very useful phrase. Can you read for me one more time all the way through? Phương.
Going to university was intimidating at first, but I think I finally found my feet.
Good. And you got the v on I've much better the second time through. So very well done. Yeah. And remember that to become confident, to start feeling like you can really do something well. Okay. Thank you. Before we take our break, let me just check for 2 more students. Nhum, are you here? Chanti Nhum. Don't think so. Let me see on the list. Don't see you. Nhum, going once, going twice. No sale. All right. And finally, Ming Hui. Hui, are you here? Going once, going twice, and I don't see Hui is checked in yet. Okay. Okay, students, I'm going to show you just a couple more of these. I have 4 more of these figurative language that I just want you to see, and I'll pronounce them, and you can listen to my pronunciation, and then we'll have our first break. I tend to sit on the fence when it comes to choosing a political party to support. And I'll read that one more time for you. I tend to sit on the fence when it comes to choosing a political party to support. Okay, the options here are to proudly state your opinion or to not make a clear choice. And sitting on the fence, think about it. You're on the fence in the middle. You're not on this side or the other side. You stay in the middle. It means to not make a clear choice. This is also very useful if an examiner asks you a question, especially regarding politics or something of that nature, and you can say that you're on the fence. You need to explain why you're on the fence, but what that means is you don't really take one side or the other, okay? But let them know why you're not taking one side or the other. Tell them why you are sitting on the fence, or you can just say, I'm on the fence. Okay. I wanted to apply to study overseas this winter, but I fear I may have missed the boat. And again, that SSED, remember, comes as a st at the teeth in the front. Missed. I missed the boat. Waited too long to apply for missed the boat, or failed the entrance exam. And again, just imagine you're running to get on the boat and the boat takes off and you come too late. So yes, waited too long to apply. When you miss the boat, you missed your opportunity. Okay, you came too late. All right, just two more here, students. He went against the grain and voted against constructing the new road. Again, he went against the grain and voted against constructing the new road. Against the grain. It can mean followed popular opinion or to support the minority vote. And to go against the grain is the same as to say to go against the tide. So most things or most people are going this direction, but you tend to go against what most people say. You go against the grain. You go against what most people choose. Okay, so he went against the grain and voted against constructing the new road. In that case, it would mean he supported the minority vote. He did what fewer people were choosing. Most people voted for the road. He voted against. He went against the grain. And finally, Jim wanted to date the governor's daughter, but he thought she might be out of his league. Out of his league. And that's a heck of a word to pronounce, but it's a g at the end, league. Okay, what does that mean, out of his league? Her standards are too high for him, or she's from a different culture. And again, it's the governor's daughter, right? So in this case, Jim's too shy to ask her because her standards he thinks are too high for him, right? He can't even touch her. She's out of his league, out of his league. Okay. Students, we are looking at just about 10 minutes before the hour. After the break, we are going